When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Aloe or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does online business better than Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/income.
Think your lashes have hit their limit? Discover limitless length and full volume with Maybelline Sky High Mascara. The Flex Tower brush bends to volumize and extend every single lash from root to tip. And the lightweight bamboo-infused formula makes lashes feel weightless. Now in 8 bold shades so you can take your lashes to new heights every day. Visit Maybelline.com to shop Sky High Mascara now.
Hi, I'm Josh. I support GenXGrownUp on Patreon because their unique flavor of upbeat nostalgia and overall zest for fun are such important antidotes to much of the noise on social media. You can support them too. Invest in zest by heading over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp and adding your support.
GenXGrownUp is a YouTube channel, website, and audio podcast you're listening to right now. All made for and by people who love exploring media, games, tech, and toys of yesterday and today through the eyes of Gen Xers who refuse to grow up. Your dinner cannot just be french fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up. Welcome back, Gen X Grown Up Podcast listener, to this episode 202 of the Gen X Grown Up Podcast. I am John. Joining me, as always, of course, my buddy Mo. Hey, Mo.
Hey, how's it going?
Is not a show without George. Hey, George, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
In this episode, we watch a new film about a prison escapee hiding out in a toy store. One of us finds new and interesting ways to feed his unhealthy obsession with pinball. We know what that is. And most puzzling, that one.
Yeah,
and play an award-winning social board game where the odd man out has to fake knowledge of a secret word. We're going to have those topics and many more coming up in this episode. But first, it is time to recognize a fourth listener by reading some email. Now, the three of us are here. We're liable to listen, but if anyone else does and drops us a line about it, you are the fourth listener. And this time around, that is Matt Ray, who listened over on YouTube, where we cross-post the show. So Matt listened to the show over there, the Amazing Stories episode that we did over on YouTube. So let's see what Matt had to say. One of the greatest 30 minutes of television I've ever watched was the Amazing Stories episode, Dorothy and Ben. I challenge anyone to watch and not ugly cry at the end. There were a lot of those that were tear-jerkers. We didn't really dig into the tear-jerking aspect of Amazing Stories, but they were not only fanciful and fun, but some of them were heartfelt too, yeah. He goes on to say other episodes that stand out was the 2-part episode Go to the Head of the Class with Christopher Lloyd. Don't recognize that one, but Christopher Lloyd sounds good. Ring a bell for you, George, maybe?
Yeah.
It's a great Halloween-centric episode. And finally, the Mark Hamill episode Gather Ye Acorns is great. Somewhat cautionary story of what can happen when a collector doesn't know when to let go of their prized possessions. When we did that backtrack, I went and grabbed both seasons of Amazing Stories, but I have not been back to watch a lot of them. But as we're getting emails of people saying their favorites, I'm going to have to go back and watch some of these. Matt wraps up by saying, I loved the series from the moment I watched the first episode on NBC back in 1985 and still love it to this day. Unfortunately, the second season was never released in the US on DVD, but there is a 2-disc German Blu-ray set with every episode that's region-free and can be purchased for a decent price on Amazon. Yeah, good to know. Yeah. Or, George, is that what you did? Did you purchase it off of Amazon, the German Blu-ray?
Yeah, right off of the public domain Amazon website that I frequent quite often.
I thought that's what you did. Matt, thank you. We love that you listen. We love that you dropped us a line over on YouTube. Fourth listener, if you would like your email featured here on the show, you can comment on YouTube like Matt did, or send us that email to podcast@GenXGrownUp.com. We'll read every single one, and most of them eventually make their way to the show. Okay? With that good business in the rearview mirror, let's jump into the body of episode 2 after this very quick break.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
You're listening to Gen X Grown Up. But if you have a friend who's not yet listening, why not? Tell them about us. They'll thank you later.
Fisher-Price has watched enough toddlers to know that there are times to play quietly and times when no one can catch you. Times to sit down and discover how the world works, and times to just get up and go. Fisher-Price toys encourage all the imagination and energy and curiosity of a toddler on the way to growing up. The Discovery Cottage and Rocking Puppy by Fisher-Price.
Let's get the ball rolling, of course, talking about media we have been enjoying since we last spoke. Now, this could be a film or television or books or comics or podcasts or whatever you've been enjoying. And I'm going to start with you, George. What have you been checking out since we last spoke?
Yeah, I mentioned this the last time we had an episode. During our hiatus with our rewinds and everything, I watched a whole bunch of different stuff, and it was hard to remember and pick, and that. So this is the next thing from that thing of watching, and I'm still watching it because it's released weekly, which is a nice change of pace whenever you're talking about stuff that's on streaming services. This one is on the MGM Plus streaming service, which I didn't even realize MGM had a damn streaming service. It doesn't matter. I get everything from APD, the amazing public domain, but
that's a great network. They have so much good stuff.
They have so much good stuff. But this one is another version of the familiar tale Robin Hood. And it's obviously called Robin Hood. What I enjoy the most about this one is everything is a very serious tone, very akin, but not quite as graphic as, say, Spartacus, but in that same kind of style of not pulling any punches with the narrative, or
a little darker, a little more. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah,
not the Kevin Costner, not the Mel Brooks version. Definitely.
Okay, it's better than Kevin Costner, right? That's all I care about, really.
I love the Robin Hood story, and I watch every single version of it that comes out that I find out about. So Taron Egerton, Kevin Costner, the Mel Brooks, it doesn't matter to me. I'll watch all of them. This one, I will say the acting is solid. There are a few notable actors in it, but not many. The most notable ones are Sean Bean and Connie Nielsen. If you guys remember them. Sean Bean, of course, from most notably recently, I guess, Game of Thrones, Ned Stark getting his head chopped off in the first episode.
Yeah. Did he die in this one too? Because he was Lord of the Rings, he dies.
No. So he is the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really solid casting for him. Connie Nielsen is Queen, which she does a really good job with that. And there's a whole lot of political intrigue. It's got that kind of a story into it. Marion ends up at the Queen's court while Robin of Locksley is at home. His father's hanged by the sheriff, and all these bad, Saxons and Normans kind of battling back and forth. It's definitely steeped in the traditional Robin Hood story.
So what is you say you watch all of these. Do you have a particular affinity for Robin Hood that stems from, did you read it as a child, or?
No. So I didn't. Well, number one, to say read it as a child is kind of a misnomer, because the Robin Hood mythos, stems from one poem written 200 years after he was supposed to have been born. And it turns out to be completely false and just made up, because none of the timelines of that poem line up with what really happened. There really was no Saxon Robin of Locksley, because it doesn't line up in the timeline thing. But I think the very first Robin Hood thing I ever saw was that I guess it was Disney that did that Fox Robin Hood cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the animated
way
one.
back in the day.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
And I kind of liked it from that, I guess, as a young kid. And just the idea of, robbing from the rich and giving to the poor and standing up for the little man. That's always a great underdog story. Sure. And I've always been a fan of the underdog mythos of any story, Rocky or any of those kinds of things that, somebody bucks against the odds and makes good in one way or another. And boy, I tell you, there's some solid teeth in this series. The guy who plays Little John is brilliant. I don't know who he is, but he is really solid. They've got a Will Scarlet character in there, but he actually, at least at the first part of this thing, I've watched like 6 or 7 episodes so far. He's at the court with Marion. He and Robin do have kind of a tussle. They're friends, but they are mad at each other kind of thing. Robin's father and mother play great parts while they were alive. There's also a spiritual aspect to this one because this story does Robin as a Saxon, and Saxons were considered pagans to the Normans because Normans were the Catholic Church and everything. So the Saxons believe in these divine spirits of the forest, Sherwood Forest, of course. And
Oh, interesting.
Real solid stuff so far. If you like those at all, but you're disappointed by things like the Kevin Costner Notorious one, or even the Taron Egerton one, which was like maybe 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago.
Oh, it's that long. Wow.
At least.
Something like that. Yeah. It was
sounds like some more mature layers in there too. There's something more to chew on. Yeah.
And the only downside is you just have to wait each week.
That's not so bad.
In the day of streaming, you kind of want to binge, but at the same time, it is nice to have to anticipate. So
I agree. Yeah.
Solid TV show. Mo, I'm really not sure what to make of the title of what you want to talk about. I'm like, I don't know if is that an oxymoron?
No, it's not. It's what I'm talking about is a TV show from UK BBC. It's called Celebrity Traders, and basically it's an existing reality show where it's basically they get a group of people and they play mafia or werewolf or one of those, it's that style of game. Okay, and what they do is that during the day they compete together for money prizes and they add to the prize pot at the end. And at night they do the voting and someone gets killed, and there are people who are the traders and the people who aren't the traders, who are the faithful is what they're called. This is a celebrity version of that they did.
Oh, okay.
So when I say celebrity, they had like Jonathan Ross. It's all British actors, but Jonathan Ross, Stephen Fry. I told me you have to know who Stephen Fry is, right?
Yep.
And it's people, if you saw me like, if you saw any British TV, the guy who plays Nate from Ted Lasso, he's one of the people in it.
Oh, sure.
Yep. And it's, I think, 8 or 9 episodes, and they start with 19 people, and it follows a standard format. They all have to put masks on. The host walks around the circular table and he taps your shoulder to let you know you're the trader. And every night, and they do the whole drama. Like at night, they all have to wear these like robes with the hoods that cover their faces. So when they walk into the room for the first time, they don't know who the other traders are until they pull their hoods back. And they're like,
as long as this doesn't go into eyes wide shut territory.
Yeah, it is. But, and I wasn't sure about the show, but let me tell you, we started watching it and we pretty much binged it over like 2 days. Because it's always one of those, like, because they leave you on those really good cliffhangers, like who's murdered, who wasn't, who's voting. And it was just a lot of fun to watch.
So you said they start with like 19 people.
Yep.
So as people get killed in the show, they're actually off the show?
They're
like you got voted off the show?
They're gone.
They're done. So you're slowly, just like playing a game of werewolf or something.
Yep, you're whittling
So these
it down.
celebrities, through no fault of their own, they might be gone first episode. So no protection being a celebrity, apparently. You're out.
No,
right?
none at all. Because they're all they're all like very well known.
They
in
all
England,
they all are. Okay.
It's just that some of them are a little bit more well known
All right.
here.
And what are they playing for? Is it prize money or charity or
charity.
what's the?
So normally
Okay, so
they
you don't
play
win
for
a prize.
money.
Got
and
it.
then how it works is at the very end, it gets down to 4 people.
Yeah.
They can vote to say, okay, we're done. We're good. And if there's no traders, they split the money.
Oh, okay.
If there's one trader in there, the trader wins it all.
Wins it all. Oh, yeah.
And so they could call for another vote somebody else off. And then when there's 3, they could do it again. Are we good with this 3? Nope. We could do another vote.
So
the lowest you could get down to is 2 because what's the vote there, right? But I'm curious. So if you get tapped as a traitor in episode 1, are you a traitor then throughout the rest of the series?
The whole thing.
Oh,
so do they nominate more traitors? Because you use that in the plural. So there's just one.
No. There's 3 traitors. They pick 3 of the 19 are traitors.
Ah, okay. And they can kind of collude and work together, just like in those other games I'd expect, to pick who to get rid of. Okay.
And watching the voting, because, obviously as a spectator, you know what's going on, right? You know what's going on behind the scenes. You've seen the traitors, what they're doing. And watching people just scramble or latch on like to the littlest, you laughed when he said so-and-so. I mean, just the littlest, and they're like so suspicious. You're an amazing actor. You could be totally fooling us right now.
It's kind of like when we're playing press the button or Among Us on the Discord server. It's kind of that same thing. People latch on, like Marcus, for those of you guys who are ever in our Discord server, he's one of our longtime listeners. He latches on to the smallest little thing and rides that until it's dead.
I'm sure it's you the whole time because you voted for me once or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, anything. Yep.
But let me tell you, it was exciting to see because the people that pick at traitors were a really good pick. I'm not going to spoil it because you have to watch it to see it.
Sure.
One of them, I was like, no way this person could ever be a traitor. They did great. And just listening to people like, Stephen Fry. I mean,
yeah,
he's a smart guy, right? Everyone knows how intelligent he is. First thing people lash on, you're smart enough to be a traitor. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Using that against him, just celebrity
using
status.
that against him.
I wish that this show, because obviously they showed you in camera who the traitor was.
Yes.
So you knew it as the audience. I kind of wish sometimes the audience could watch a version of the episode where we could play along and not know who the traitor is. That, to me, that would be even more intriguing because I love trying to solve mysteries.
Yeah. Well, and I think this one was a little bit better than their normal show because they're all celebrities, like all fairly well known. They all kind of know each other. They're in the same circles, more or less, right? So they felt so guilty when they accused, because they sit there like the first vote. They're like, I have nothing to go on. And if it's the wrong person, they're like, oh my God. They're like, I'm so sorry. I didn't think you were a traitor. It was a lot of fun to watch. I think that actually the fact that I knew some of the people made it better than if it was like just strangers that you were just kind of meeting for the first time.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
But yeah, if you get a chance to watch it, again, it's called Celebrity Traitors UK. I think it's actually on NBC here. I think the NBC streaming service actually shows it here. Oh. So if you get a chance to watch, though, it's definitely a lot of fun. So, John, the movie I wanted to see this movie. I have not watched it yet. So I'm curious what you thought of it.
Yeah. So, well, it's kind of, it's that problem of, again, I wanted to go see it at the theater and then I just didn't get out. And they hit streaming so fast before I could get out to see it. I was looking forward to this. I don't know, an episode or two ago. This is a film called Roofman that stars Channing Tatum. I first heard about this film, not the film, I heard about the story. It's based on a true story about this guy who, so I heard about it on another podcast called Criminal that you might be familiar with. Really good stories about true crime. Yes. You get interviewed by this woman and they explain, what happened. And she had the guy on talking to him about what happened and everything. And so the true story is this guy was they called him the Roofman because he figured out it was pretty easy to break into fast food restaurants by climbing up on the roof. They have those ladders, those metal ladders on the side of a fast food restaurant. He would climb up there at night and use a hammer to chip through like the tar paper and stuff and drop in and wait for the people to come in the morning and with the bank and take the money from them. But he was notoriously friendly about it. Very kind, very courteous in as much as you can be. Like he had a gun, but he never actually pointed at anybody. It was for intimidation. There's notoriously a story of he robbed this one store and locked them in the freezer to keep them from coming out. And the guy didn't bring a coat. So he gave him his coat off his back before he locked him in the freezer. Well, he eventually gets caught and he breaks out. Really cool jailbreak because he's so kind and so intelligent. He gets out and he looks for a place to hide. And that's kind of where this story picks up, is this criminal played by Channing Tatum finds that he can go to a place that it's well lit, it's air conditioned, there's food in it. He goes to a Toys R Us. He breaks in. Well, actually, he doesn't break in. He goes in during working hours and hides. He hides somewhere until everybody leaves. He finds a little hidey hole where he can set up a little secret cave. And then during the day, he tries to lead a normal life because he figured everybody's going to think he's on the run. Nobody's going to think he's just kind of the next town over hanging out. And he creates this life for himself. Kirsten Dunst plays a woman that he meets. and he develops a real relationship with her. Like they're talking about maybe starting a family and getting married. She has a daughter, I think, but talking about maybe getting married.
2.
Yeah, 2 kids. That's right, 2 kids. And in this movie, the one like loves him and the other one is like this angsty teenager who hates them. And as soon as she comes around to like him is when boom, the other shoe's going to drop and people are going to find out about him. But he's donating stuff to kids like toy drives. He steals it from Toys R Us. If he needs money, he steals video games and pawns them. He's just really robbing this Toys R Us blind until finally, as I said, it kind of all hits the fan. The great thing about this movie is that it's more than what you think it is. Even if you know the story, which I did going in, I thought it was going to be a heist movie. I thought it was going to be just a shenanigans movie. Mm-hmm. But it's really I heard George kind of nodding like maybe he's seen this, right? Did you get a chance to see it?
Oh, yeah. I was looking forward to the same time you were when we talked about it a month or 2 ago. I watched it as soon as it hit digital. APD is a great network. You guys should really get it.
I know, right?
But I was interested in it because Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, and Peter Dinklage, all of them are very talented. Mm-hmm. But what I liked, I didn't think it was going to be a heist film at all. I really thought it was going to be a relationship film, a human story film. And that's kind of what it turned out to be.
That's more what we got, right? The trailer didn't advertise it quite like that. And I love that there was the shenanigans involved. Really good human story, kind of a romance story, kind of a adversity story. Like you kind of root for this guy who is a criminal because he's so genuinely nice.
100%.
And he wants to do well, but he doesn't want to do it the way you're supposed to, really. It's kind of what
he tries to do it the way you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a wife and child himself when he starts all this thing. And he starts his crime because he can't provide for them. Right. And his wife is depicted as being only about the money. She's not in it for love at all. She's like, no, like when we first meet him, he's not even with his wife until he starts stealing shit and gets money. Then she lives with him again.
Then she likes him.
Then he gets caught. Then she's done with him again and living with somebody else. Like, it was a very solid film. I loved the ending. I loved the fact that the ending held true to the reality of the story.
Yeah. And being a true story, it adds some gravitas to it. And having, I'd recommend people listen to the Criminal podcast to learn more about it, hear this guy and tell his story, because it's really remarkable what he did. Not remarkable like it's admirable, but how well he did what he did and what he accomplished and how he was able to game the system, turn off the cameras. He's just a smart guy. He made it work in such a way, and it makes for a fun. So you do get the heist film that I talked about, heist or shenanigans or whatever, but it's a much deeper film maybe than you might think going in. Because you look at the cover, as it Channing Tatum, and he's got like a floaty on and a big stuffed animal on his head. It looks like a goofball comedy, and it's not that at all. It's much better. You have that and more. It's much better. So I definitely recommend Roofman. If you're thinking about it, or maybe it's just barely on your radar, you should go. You should it's on streaming now. You don't have to go to the theater. So.
The Who's Down in Who Newville were making their list, but some didn't know Walmart has the best brands for their gifts.
What about toys? Do they have brands kids have been wanting all year?
Yep, Barbie, Tony's, and Lego. Gifts that will make them all cheer.
Do you mean they have all the brands I adore?
They have Nintendo, Nespresso, Apple, and more.
What about...
So the Who answered questions from friends till they were blue. Each one listened and shouted, from Walmart? Who knew? Shop gifts from top brands for everyone on your list in the Walmart app.
Hey, the vibes are slipping. I think it's time to bring out the Velveeta shells and cheese. The holidays are a time to go all in on indulgence. Headline your meals with the rich, creamy meltiness of Velveeta shells and cheese and satisfy your holiday cravings like no other. Bring that main course energy to your side dish. Celebrate extra with Velveeta these holidays.
Be sure to subscribe to or follow Gen X Grown Up wherever you listen. And while you're there, rate and review the show too. It helps more than you know.
How could something that looks so funny?
Thomas's muffins on your plate make everything on top.
Butter or burgers or melted cheese? No other muffins.
Even tuna fishes taste more.
Thomas's English muffins.
Toast up the crunchy nooks and crannies of a Thomas's, and everything you put on top tastes better.
The original, one and only, funny looking, tasty cooking.
Yum!
I'm going to kick off tech and toys today because I had a problem that I think a lot of people out there have. It's just that you have your big TV or you have a TV and you have a separate sound bar, right? Or system of some sort. So I had 2 remotes, right? One for the turn the TV on, one to do the sound volume control, right? For some reason, that just bothers me to no end. It has bothered me forever. I hate having 2 remotes because I'm like, these all should work from one remote. Yeah. And plus, our TV
and you never are holding the one you need. Is the other one.
Exactly. And the one you need is never actually close to you, right? Oh, I can't hear it. And also you're scrambling for the other remote. Anyway, so we have a Roku, and the Roku will turn on the TV and, controls the basic stuff on the TV that I need. But I want something to control the volume. So I was looking at universal remotes, and we all had experiences with those various types with various levels of success. And I ran across something. I saw on Amazon, basically for $30, it's a remote attachment that attaches to the side of your Roku remote that you could program.
Sideclick, it's called, like Sidekick, but it clicks. I'm looking at a picture of this, Mo.
Yeah.
It's what you said. It clicks on and has more buttons.
It's exactly. And it has it has all the different braces for all the different size Roku remotes. So whatever one you have, it has one that'll fit. It makes your remote a little bit wider, but it's one of those things, you point the remote at each other and you can program it. Program the volume on it, added the mute button. I'm done. I now have one remote that controls everything for $30, which some of those decent universal remotes, you're talking like $80, for some of the nice ones and stuff.
Yeah.
And it worked perfectly right out of the gate. It had no issues with it. It clicks on, so it feels like it's one thing. Like it doesn't feel flimsy on it at all. Like it doesn't feel like it's going to fall off or anything like that. And now, best of all, my stress level in my home has gone down because I have one remote and I can control everything on TV without searching for a second remote.
Do you think, did you explore? I know you talked about universal remotes. Good ones can be way more expensive. Did you explore ones that are just like Roku and then some stuff those you found were actually more than this solution?
They're more expensive.
Were they? Okay. I haven't priced one in a long time. So,
and this one, like the minimum price, I think I saw was about $50 for a decent one, for a good one. Yeah. And plus you have to have one that you can program, which some of them just like have codes and stuff like that. So
like
if
a library,
have something that didn't work with it, you out of luck. But this one, you just point the remotes at each other. It programs super easy.
Learning. Yeah.
So I was just watching some videos this past week where people were showing how to set up a sound bar on a TV because I just assumed, you just plug in whatever cable you have and it works. But apparently, I guess it's completely different depending upon which port you plug in the back of your TV and what cable type you use.
Optical, non-optical,
Yeah, and I was just wondering because apparently even the regular Roku remotes with a Roku device can work just fine if you use that EARC HDMI plug and use that over to your soundbar. But I guess you found that wasn't true?
Yeah, our soundbar uses the optical cable, the audio optical.
So not an HDMI
yours didn't have an HDMI in.
No, it did not.
Oh, okay.
It did not have an HDMI in. So, and the Roku will control the volume on the TV just fine, but that's not what we want. Like we want that always to be zero because we want the sound out of the soundbar.
Yeah, I think that there's some kind of universal thing that said that EARC is some way that these devices can talk to each other and can control each other.
Yeah, it passes more metadata beyond audio and video. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so
that's
this
cool.
is a way to get around that if you don't have
that. Especially if you have maybe you have an older sound bar or something like that as well.
Right.
Yep.
It works. It does one thing. It does it really well. So I'm extremely happy.
The Sideclick.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I'll throw a link to it in the show notes, of course.
All right.
So at the top of the show, John, you mentioned somebody was having like a kind of an addiction problem, kind of with pinball.
A bit of a pinball addiction, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't you.
It wasn't,
okay. I really think we should avoid labels at this point. Calling somebody an addict seems offensive to me, and we're not about that on this channel.
We accept all. So, George, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm stupid.
All right, we'll be right back. Everyone.
We'll be right back after this, ladies. For years, before John decided to move into GenXGrownUp full time, he had the big money and was always buying cool shit. And I was always a little bit envious because I was still coming up in my job. Well, now that role is flipped a little bit, although Mo is still by far bigger than both of us. But I'm now making good money. My wife makes good money. And I'm at the point where I'm like, fuck it age, I guess. And so I can just buy stuff.
Who needs an inheritance, kids?
Yeah. You know, they need to learn to make it on their own like I had to.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I didn't like a lot of things my dad taught me, but he did say he's not taking anything with him. So I guess I'm following along. Anyway, I've been really into pinball for several years now.
Oh, yeah.
And over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday craziness this year, there were a lot of good sales on pinball specific things. This one that I'm going to talk about today is one of 3 pinball machines that I've purchased. It was the last one I purchased, but the first one to get to me. And it's called the At Games Legends Pinball Micro. Now, this is not a new device. It's been out for 2 or 3 years. The At Games Legend Pinball is a full-size machine, and it's very expensive. Well, it's moderately expensive compared to other pinball machines, but these are all virtual pinball machines. So they have a monitor in the play field area and they have a monitor in the back glass area, and you get to select just like you would with any front end loader for MAME or any of those kind of things. You get to select the pinball machine you'd like to play at that moment, press a couple of buttons, and now the pinball machine is that game. What I learned in powering this thing on the first night we got it, they seem to have some kind of relationship with Mad Pixel. Mad Pixel is familiar to me because they are the ones who create the virtual tables for Zakaria Pinball that I've talked about previously on the show, and we'll be doing a video for in the not too distant future if I can get off my butt and do it. It's a solid little system. This is definitely designed for rich children.
Which, you know.
Which you are. Perfect.
That's right in your wheelhouse.
Right.
Like, it's a $700-ish machine normally. I got it for more than half. I was like 54% off during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I paid like $300 for this thing.
Oh, okay.
A solid deal. You get, I don't know how many tables are in. There's 5 pages, and I think there's like 10 or maybe 12 machines on a page. So 50 or 60 machines that come with it automatically.
Wow.
You can then add more to your library, just like you can with most other of these systems that you might imagine. You can buy packages of pinball machines. You can buy individual machines, things like that. And it's all done either wirelessly if you connect it to your Wi-Fi or over an Ethernet cable. Either one is fine. It has all the flippers buttons that you would want. It has nudge buttons, so you can, you know, like if you had a real pinball machine and you were jostling it left or right. It doesn't have a plunger. It has a plunger button, but you hold the button down and it pulls the plunger back, and then when you let it go, so you can kind of control it a little bit.
Right.
Screen's not huge. It's probably like a 15-inch tablet size screen.
Okay.
But it's damn addictive and fun. I've already taken a video because my mother came over the first night we opened it up, and we have it just sitting on the kitchen counter, and I showed it to her, and I was like, "Mom, give this a try. You used to play pinball back in the early 1800s or whatever you were born. Give this a try."
You and Mo used to play 2-player.
Right.
No one can see what I'm doing right now.
Hey, we're number one. We're number one. Mo held up one finger for us.
So she was playing it, and she was immediately engrossed in this game. She was like into it and grunting and trying to, you know, make sure like flippers were going a mile a minute. She was just having a blast. My son and my wife have also played it. They're really enjoying it. I definitely am. It was a good $300 purchase.
Sounds like
and
it.
It's, like I said, the first of 3 major pinball purchases that I've made.
So yeah, I'm looking at it on Amazon. A couple of things I looked at seemed very cool about it is that the back screen is also a screen. Like
it is. That's what I was. Yeah, you've got
so
a TV in the playfield and TV in the back.
So that changes. How is it? It is a smaller screen, which is okay for what it is. It is. Does it give you a good like perspective view? I mean, do you get that 3D-ish feel when you play it? Yeah.
Not only do you get that visual, there's also a little bit of haptics in this because of some of the speaker drivers that they're using in this thing. Yeah. When the ball is rolling around, Zakaria and Mad Pixel, they are very good at creating soundscapes with those speakers that you don't just hear the ball rolling on wood like you do when you're playing a pinball, but you can feel it. because of the way they engineer the sound wave through the speakers. And that's true in this case. Like when your hands are on the machine and the ball is rolling around, you not only can hear it, you can kind of feel it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Which is really solid. They don't have, at least I don't believe so. I haven't opened it up yet. I don't think they have any pistons in it to like do any knocking on the table, like when you're hitting a flipper or the bumpers or anything, but the speakers still do a nice job of conveying that feeling with the sound.
So you said, I was really surprised, 40 or 50 games. I haven't looked at the Amazon listing to see, but
it says 50.
50. Wow. So are there any that like, are these like original tables or any of them like licensed tables that you recognize from, Williams or Bally or classic things or like that? And, or, since you can add on, are there any of those tables, real from the real world you can add on here?
So there are a couple of different answers to that question.
Yeah, I know. I asked like three questions.
First off, a lot of the tables that are here, because it's a partnership with Mad Pixel and most of their tables are Zaccaria tables, those originals are all from real pinball machines.
Okay. All right.
The Zaccaria Pinball Company was an Italian company, and they were the third largest company in like the late 70s to the early 80s behind Bally and Midway.
Okay.
But they just weren't real known here in the US. They were obviously way more popular in Europe. So they have probably a third of the machines are those original machines. Then another third, or maybe even a little bit more than that, are those machines reimagined in more modern formats. So those machines are the original 1970-ish things. Like you might have seen back in the day, like when we were kids, you would go to a cheap penny arcade at Disney World or something. We have that really old one that would have the two really small short flippers and a little hole for the ball to fall into if you got lucky, a couple of bumpers, and that was the whole pinball machine. Then they take that machine and they reimagine it a little bit more with the same theme, but now with some ramps and some spinners and
little
targets
and
to
things
drop.
It'll do. Got it.
Yeah. And then they do another version of it that's even more modern, that's closer to what Stern is doing today.
Oh.
So they have a lot of, like, Time Machine is one of their most popular models, and it's the one that they give for free on their Steam version of their platform. They have the original, then they have the reimagined, and then they have the modern. And they're just all fun to play. Now, you can buy other things, and I said there were other ways to answer it. What At Games has also done, there's a board that I'm trying to either buy or get them to send me called the VCB. And you plug this onto the back of the machine, and you can then connect your own PC to that machine, run Steam, and run Pinball FX or VPin or any other virtual pinball system you want.
Oh, but using this machine's displays and controls and stuff.
Yeah, it switches the back display so that you don't have to, unplug and replug and all that kind of stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So expansion options too. So you spend $300.
Essentially unlimited.
He's gonna spend another $800 expanding it and adding more cool stuff to it. Probably.
I mean, even just to put legs on this thing is $100. So yeah.
Oh, so it sits on a table by default because it's a little guy. I get it. Yeah,
it's like a countertop. Yeah,
yeah, it's cute.
It's neat looking.
It's really a lot of fun. If anybody wants, I know Mo will put a link down in the show notes. My experience so far in the first 4 or 5 days of having this, it's well worth the money if you have the money to spend. Now, if you're tight on your budget, it's not. But if you're not tight on your budget, it's worth it.
It looks like one of the cheapest ways to get into some virtual pinball.
Yeah.
And kind of dip your toe in a little bit and see, because even a full price is under $1,000. And at this sale, it's like what, $310 or $315, whatever you said. That's not bad. Any little
for 50
a game
tables,
gadget's going to cost you $50 or $60 these days for starters.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like it.
100%.
Okay. All right. When I come over, I'm going to play some pinball.
Jason, Disney asked me to do this podcast thing. I need some advice.
You've got to have banger guests.
Walker and Leah. Daniel Diemer. Tim Simons. Adam Copeland.
You're the one asking the questions.
How? Why?
And they better answer.
I don't know anything.
Epic.
This season is just
Quest. I'm Arian Samhadri. Welcome to the Percy Jackson and the Olympians official podcast. Available wherever you get your podcasts. And watch season 2 of Percy Jackson streaming now on Disney Plus and Hulu. Learn more at disneyplus.com/whatson.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Each episode of Gen X Grown Up has show notes loaded with links where you can learn more about our topics. And there's even more to see and hear over at GenXGrownUp.com.
Now, a new definition of quality and performance. The new Norelco electronic rotor-track with the fastest, longest-lasting charge of any leading razor. Inside 3 floating heads is a patented lift and cut shaving system, guaranteed to shave you fast, clean, razor blade close, without a nick or cut or your money back. She'll love a gift from the Norelco ladies line.
Norelco, we put quality first.
This is the main event of the podcast. For the 3 in attendance locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time!
All right, everybody, it's time to talk about games, even though we were just talking about pinball. Now we're going to talk about video games mostly for the most part, although we might be also talking about board games or card games or anything else. In this case, we're going to start off with John with a game whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce because if anybody's watching the bit-by-bit videos, you know I'm terrible at that. So, John, I'm just going to say it's got RPG at the end of it and let you take it from there.
It does. You're right. So I'm not positive how to pronounce it, but I do my best. So this is called Effulgence RPG. I had to look up what effulgence meant. Was it a made-up word? I was looking forward to this a few episodes ago. This is effulgence, by the way, if you wonder, it means like bright and shining and radiant is kind of what it means. So this is like a very radiant RPG, if you will. You might remember a few episodes ago also, I talked about this game that was like Minesweeper, but all with ASCII art.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Call that? Same one-man development team, Andre Foman, who made that game, which is called ASCII, is made Effulgence RPG. This is a game I've seen GIFs of for a while on social, and I'm eager to play it. Now, I have a live stream, and Mo, I will share with you the link to the live stream where I played the demo for this game.
Okay.
But this game is now out in early access, and it's available. Here's what it is. It is fully rendered in ASCII characters, the little shapes and letters and numbers and stuff like you'd see on a BBS or something. But those characters are wrapped around 3-dimensional objects. So the enemies in this RPG that you fight might come flying in, and maybe the helicopter prop is made of the words prop, P-R-O-P or something. And the skids might say skid, and the gun might say gun. Like it's literally made out of the letters. There's a big skull, and like it's for the eye holes where it's dark, it says like eyes and nose, and everything is made out of characters, but it's a 3-dimensional world. So you look at this map and it looks like it's on a globe, and the whole thing rotates with these characters mapped onto it in space. And then you have a very quip-heavy, snarky, good sense of humor RPG story going on, where you're developing your little character and you're getting guns that you can use to attack people. And because it's all in this computer, abilities you can get, like, oh, I got this new ability that reduces my ping so I can attack more frequently. Like it's all happening in a computer somehow. And these enemies come out and they have these different lasers and they put you in a lag bubble so you can't attack as often, and the bubble is made out of little ones and zeros and periods and stuff. And everything you might expect in an RPG with that aesthetic, where you have an area you can go and restore your health or buy new weapons or power-ups or add people to your party, and based on their ping, you decide when they get to attack and that sort of thing. And it's even comes down to everything is moving all the time. So when you aim at someone, the percentage of you hitting is changing in real time. Moves away from you, it drops down to 60, 50, 40, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So you actually time your attacks in real time to hit this thing that has rotating numbers on it. If you don't like RPGs, you can still like this game. I happen to like RPGs, but the character of the game, the personality of the game, and the way that it looks so much like, it's like if Tron hadn't looked the way Tron looks with all the neon and everything, this would have been the obvious alternative display style for Tron. Everything is letters and numbers and periods and dots. And you guys remember certainly Utopia Must Fall, the game that we played several times, right? And remember, it's a vector-based game, so you can go in and change the different kinds of vectors. Is it a Vectrex? Is it a monochrome? Is it a whatever? He does the same thing here. You can go in and change, is it an amber screen monitor? Is it just a green and black screen monitor? Or is it a full color kind of, VGA or SVGA kind of color scheme that it could be? VGA. Right. Yeah. It's a good RPG at its core. On top of that, it's a really inventive art style and display. And on top of all that, it's good writing. I can't recommend this enough. Right now, it's in early access. It's like $10 right now. We're going to stream it again now that it's full. And at that time, we already talked to the author, Andre Follman, and he's interested in getting some keys to give away for folks. So we're going to do a follow-up live stream. So be sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep an eye out for that if you want a chance to get a free copy before too long.
While you're talking, I went and looked it up on Steam. And even though it's the building blocks are ASCII characters, it looks phenomenal. I mean,
it's used so creatively.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really cool. It also says that the things you fight are the resources, I guess. Like, in order to get resources, you have to fight.
As you destroy them and they crumble, you harvest all their little letters and numbers, and that's what you make other stuff out of.
Oh, that looks really cool. All right, cool. Yeah. I'm getting it.
It's smart.
It's $10.
It's so smart. That's right. Yep. So smart. Yeah. Okay, so I was looking forward to that. I got to play it. I'll be playing it some more. George, what have you been playing? Wait, I'm going to guess. Is it pinball related?
It is pinball related. And I'm not going to talk very long about it because I want to get to Mo's thing really quickly. But yeah, I wanted to just briefly talk about Zakaria Pinball, their Steam application again, because I've talked about it in the past. And the only reason why I wanted to bring it up is they have finally come out of beta mode or whatever. And this is their full product now. The base game is free to download like most of these things are. And then you purchase tables as you like, whatever tables you decide that you want to play. Why I wanted to talk about it is because with this new update that they did to come out of beta, the whole user interface is completely changed. It is like 100 times bigger now than it was when I was first looking at this thing. They have tournaments going on. They have challenges going on. Each table has like 8 different game modes that you can try out. Not just, your regular 3 balls and you're done kind of game mode, but like traveling distance modes and timed modes and all these different things. There are over 5,000 achievements available in this game.
Jeez.
Because of all of the different pinball machines and everything. And it felt like when I was just trying out a few of these games with this new interface, like every 10 seconds I was getting a new achievement. Oh, you hit the slingshots 15 times with the same ball or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, that's cool because it's, rewarding. It's hitting that endorphin thing in your brain. But what I really like about what Zakaria is doing over some of the other virtual pinball software companies out there, if you buy a table on its own and it's like $4, okay, that's great. You bought $4. And then later on, you see a package that you want to buy.
That has that table in it.
That has that table in it. With everybody else, you feel like, oh, crap, I'm paying for the same thing twice if I buy the package, but I really want the package because it has these other 3 tables and it's cheaper than if I bought those 3 tables separately. Well, Zakaria has an answer for that. They discount that package just for you in Steam. So they take off how much that pinball machine costs as part of that package, and they take that off the price, and you only pay for the other 3 machines at the discounted package price instead of their full price. So they're really customer service friendly. And that's really why I wanted to talk about it, because that is such a good way of doing business in this modern day of DLC paranoia where everybody wants to buy everything, but you feel like you're getting ripped off every time you do. At least with this company, you don't have to worry about that. So anyway, I'll be playing that on my At Game Legends micro for quite a while. Mo, where are you going to be playing your game?
Oh, well, this is a board game. It's called
so a table.
Yep, it's
in the bathroom.
At a table. It's called the Chameleon, and it's very simple rules. So you have you play with 3 more people, and you deal out cards, and one of the cards, somebody is the chameleon, right? And then there's a topic card, so it'd be like movies, and on that card there's like in a grid there's 16 different movies.
Okay.
And you roll dice that tells you, so you roll dice, and if you're not the chameleon, your card tells you that dice roll means that you're looking at B2 on that card. So say that's like Toy Story example.
All right. Okay.
So that once you kind of do all that, then you play the game. So each person has to say one word related to that movie, that topic. So if you say Toy Story, you can say Woody. Or Pixar or whatever. One person is the chameleon. They have no idea what movie you're talking about. So they have to pull from context from the other people. Right. And come up like, I think they're talking about Toy Story. So I'll say something I think is right. So once everyone says a word, then you vote on who's the chameleon.
Oh, okay. It's like you might say Woody, Buzz, and I go college party.
Exactly.
Those are two things I see at a college party.
So how does it make it so that you don't know what the movie is that everybody else is talking if you're the chameleon?
When you deal the cards, if you're not the chameleon, your card has basically a huge grid on it that when you roll dice, it'll say, you have to look and say D3.
Oh, so you don't get the information.
So the chameleon's card.
That's right. The chameleon card doesn't have that information on it. So you don't know. So all you know is it is a movie. That's all you know.
Oh.
Now, it's one of these games, if you have more people, it's definitely better. You can play with 3, but when you get like about 5 is probably like a good number to play this game with. And if you go from there, you just go up. I think it goes up to like 8 or 9 people you could play. Super simple. You could play with all different age ranges as well. Like, even little kids, I mean, they could participate as well. And the trick is, though, that if you know what it is, you want to give a word that's related, but doesn't give away.
Not too related.
Yeah, that somebody couldn't figure out what it is from context. And that's kind of like the tricky part of this game.
I have seen this game on shelves. I remember it's hard to read the box because it's
exactly.
Almost like it's meant to be hard to read. It blends in, right? Yeah, that's the job. You're trying to blend in as the chameleon. I get that. So you've obviously played this already. Can you give me for instance of like how a round went and what someone tried to guess and tried to fit in?
Well, the like one would be like the movie one I talked about. That's why I brought it up. And the movie was Toy Story.
Okay.
So when it came to me, I'm trying to think of and this was tough because I was like, so I did Pixar. Was my word.
Okay, so you said Pixar. Okay.
Because I figured there's 1,000 Pixar movies.
Right.
But it is related to Toy Story because the thing is you don't want people voting for you as being the chameleon either. Yeah.
Right. And what did other players say? What did they say?
One person said Ratzenberger. Is that the guy who does the voice
Ratzenberger?
on every single one of them? As well.
Right. He's on all of them. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
And then I forgot what the other person, but anyway, when it came to the person who was a chameleon, all they figured out it was a Pixar movie.
Okay.
And so they're trying to figure out which one it was. And they wound up saying something like, I think they just took a stab in the dark and they said something related to like, not Toy Story, Ratatouille or something. Like they did like, they were just completely wrong. And so
they outed themselves.
As soon as they said it, everyone's like, we know who it is. Like they completely outed themselves. And once they found out what it was, they're like, oh, so that's the trick though. Again, you want to pick something that you know what it is, but not give away so much context information.
So I'm curious when you're playing this game, because you're talking about dealing out cards and I'm imagining a deck of cards. How do you make sure that somebody actually gets a chameleon card instead of just accidentally dealing out all cards that have things on them?
Yeah, you see, like there's just 5 people. You put 4 regular cards and you put the chameleon card and you shuffle.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So not like a full deck. You got it. I got it. Yep.
And do all the cards does each card have a theme, or is each card a potpourri? But then the roll
No, all your card tells you is it tells you where to look on the grid when you pick the topic. That's all your card. It says like A4 or D3. That's all it says on it. It's just like it's a grid of those combinations because you wind up rolling 2 dice, a 6 and an 8. So your card has 48 possible abilities. And so you say 8, 6. It's like, oh, that's A4. So you look on the movie card. A4 is Titanic or whatever it is.
I am still completely lost in this. Like, is there a card in the middle of the table that's the grid card?
There's the card in the middle that is the topic card, which has movies on it. So
that is the topic. Okay.
Everyone can see that. So even the chameleon knows it's a movie on that card.
Oh.
But doesn't everybody but the chameleon then have to get the same?
Yeah, all the cards are the same
to look
except for the chameleon card.
I'm going to have to play this. I'm confused too.
Everybody else's cards tell them to look at A5.
Right. Everyone else's card tells them exactly the same thing. Yeah. Everyone else's card is exactly the same.
Huh. Okay.
So,
I mean, obviously it works. It's just hard to picture it in my head.
Trust me. It's like once it literally takes 2 minutes to learn how to play this. It's one of those games.
I think you better bring it to SFG Emo.
I will. Actually, I definitely will. It's a lot of fun to play. And it's also like one of these ones you could play like if you're not sure how much time you have,
they're quick hits, right?
Quick hits. You can play it 5 times in a row. You can play it once. It's a great game. I really enjoyed it.
Is it very expensive? It sounds like just a deck of cards and some rules.
No, it's like 20 something bucks.
$20. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume link in the show notes.
Of course.
All right. Thanks. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Casamigos Tequila. What do you bring to a holiday party? Simple. A bottle of Casamigos. Because nothing gets the party started like a Casamigos margarita, which isn't just for summer. In fact, it's the perfect pour all year round. Casamigos is the gift that always feels right. Because anything goes with my Casamigos. Please drink responsibly. Imported by Casamigos Spirits Company, White Plains, New York. Casamigos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume.
Oh, Hilton stay. Your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
If you're a die-hard Gen X grown-up, you can pledge your support by clicking join on YouTube or by becoming a patron at GenXGrownUp.com/Patreon.
They finally turned me loose with the Hamilton Beach cordless iron. Really no cord to get tangled up in ironing. No batteries. It stays hot to iron almost anything and reheats automatically as you shift your clothes. Imagine, no cord to tie you down. You'll never know how much you hated that cord until they turn you loose. The Hamilton Beach cordless iron.
As we wind out the back end of the show here, we always like to take a few minutes to talk about the things we're looking at now or looking forward to between now and the next time we get to talk. So why don't we start with you, Mo? What do you have on the horizon?
Well, I mean, obviously holidays coming up, Christmas, always fun because, we have grandkids. So it's kind of bringing that fun aspect back into it again. The whole little kids excitements, all that stuff. Too many kids and grandkids as far as present giving, but what are you going to do? Besides that, there's a movie coming out on Christmas Day called Anaconda.
No.
Yes.
No, don't look forward to that.
It's Paul Rudd. It just looks stupid and funny.
Stupid. I'll grant you that.
I'm going for it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a funny movie.
I think it's got a clever premise. Yeah. I think it's very meta.
And also consider the original Anaconda movie. I don't know if you ever saw that one with John Voight.
Oh yeah,
that was awful.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's terrible. The whole point. Yeah,
that's the deal, right? They're remaking it. I think it's funny.
Got to do better than that one, right? It's got to do
not
better
just
than
John
that
Voight though. Jennifer Lopez. You're burying the lead.
That's
and
true.
Ice
Jennifer Lopez. That's the only redeeming factor of that movie. But really, what I'm most looking forward to is the second season of Fallout on Amazon. Yes. It's coming out 12/17. First season, I'm a huge fan of the game. It was true to the game, yet still original and funny. So, and apparently they're going to do tie-in to the games, which is going to be really fun. So it's all in the same world. So definitely looking forward to the second season of that. And again, that comes out December 17th. So that's what I got. So how about you, John?
Yeah, I definitely have some stuff I'm looking forward to coming up. So the first is just hitting December 5th. It's an animated movie called Endless Cookie.
Don't know that one.
I have no idea what that's about.
Fun.
The literal translation, George would like. The Endless Cookie, please. Intriguing premise. So this is a documentary. What? It's about these two half brothers from Canada. One is indigenous and one is white. They take phone conversations they've had, in-depth, heartfelt phone conversations that for whatever reason were recorded, and animate them to show the conversations and the history of their relationship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that good? I don't know, but it's I've never heard anything quite like it.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And you can do whatever you want with animation, right? And so kind of bring these guys' vocal recordings to life. It just sounds really interesting. So Endless Cookie, it's actually coming to theaters.
It's theaters.
We need to get that production company to do that for our podcast.
Right, just animate everything we talk about. The next thing I'm looking forward to is, you guys remember Exo-DOS, right? You download the big terabyte of all these old DOS games. There's a new one called Exo-Win.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It has 94, 95, and 96 era Windows 95 games. So Exo-Win It's only about a quarter of a terabyte, like 260 or 270 gigs so far. I've downloaded the torrent. I'm looking forward to exploring it because so much time I'd look at that ExoDOS and go, is this in there? Oh, that came out a few years later. Well, this has the few years later. It has more of these abandoned old Windows 95 and 98 games that you just can't find or play anymore. They've compiled and they're set up to play. So looks really cool.
He has a video about how he created this, and the reason why they didn't do this sooner is because of the problematic system of Windows with all the files. It would have been like 20 billion terabytes had they included the games, until somebody on their Discord server figured out how to write the game sharing stuff differently. And that's what made it possible.
That's cool.
So cool.
Yeah. Well, it's out now. You can go and get it.
How many games are actually on it? I'm afraid to ask.
They say, I didn't see the number. Okay. I'll try to get you a link, but it's out now and it's free to download and you can go and get it. It's probably hundreds of games, I would expect. I think ExoDOS had thousands of games. Yeah. So, yeah. The thing I'm most looking forward to is something that I've slipped on the calendar repeatedly. It was initially coming out, I think, in March. Keeps moving, but now finally, December 12th, Terminator 2D, No Fate. This is a side-scrolling, pixelated, platforming adventure game based on the world of Terminator. You get to play as the T-1000, the T-800. I know you get to play as the protagonist of the film, all of them at one point or the other I've seen in there. It's just an action, platforming, side-scrolling game just steeped in the Terminator mythology. It just looks so cool. You know, pixel art can be like invoke something that doesn't have to be full resolution. You're like, oh, I know just what he's doing he's turning his arm into those swords. I know what he's doing. You know, the trailer looks great. I've been looking forward to it. So it comes out December 12th finally. I think it's cross-platform. It's on not just Steam. It's on, I think it's on like Switch and Xbox and stuff like that too. So
cool.
Really finally looking forward to getting to play that. How about you, George? What do you got coming up?
Well, Fallout Season 2 absolutely is on the list in this household. We all three watched it the first time around. It's a brilliant series, very well acted. Walter Goggins is one of the leads in this, and he is crazy good. I've loved him in everything I've seen him in since minor league or major league back to the minors. That's how long ago I started watching that guy. Then I'm looking forward to the next device in my pinball journey, which will allow me to play virtual reality pinball. I'll talk more about that when we come back to another regular episode, because I'll have the device in by then. And that's looking to shape up very strangely, but also very fun.
Okay.
But the thing I'm looking forward to the most is also a sequel, not just Fallout, but the third Knives Out mystery film is hitting Netflix on December 12th. Now, it's already been out in the theaters. I just haven't gotten around to see it there. And really, these Knives Out films, I don't need to see them in the theater. They're perfectly good on streaming services. Yep. But this one is called Wake Up Dead Man. And boy, I tell you, anybody transitions from one series to another better than Daniel Craig, I'd like to see that person, because holy hell, did he knock it out of the park as James Bond, and he's doing the same thing now in the Knives Out movies. Oh my goodness. And they're always ensemble, high, like super good acting casts. Like it's just these tremendous acting talents, A-list talents from different generations. And Rainn Wilson, I believe, is the guy who's directing. Yeah, he just does such a great job of putting these casts together with these stories and getting the most out of them. They're brilliant. If you haven't watched the first two, the first one was Knives Out, second one was Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. You need to go watch those before you see this third one.
Nice.
George, have you seen Forks Out, the Muppet parody of Knives Out?
No. Okay. Is there really?
All right. There is. I'm going to give Mo a link. You can throw it in the show notes and you can click on it whenever you're ready. It is great. I think, what's his character's name in the movie? Do you remember? It's
Blanc.
Something Blanc. Name. Yes. So whatever he is. So they call him Beignet Blanc in the, like he's a donut, right? Beignet Blanc. And they're trying to solve the mystery of how Cookie Monster's triple fruit pie got eaten. And he's trying to solve the mystery.
So it's Sesame Street Muppets.
Yes,
that's
yes.
funny.
Like a Muppets and Netflix have some kind of arrangement now, right? So they were able to use the Muppets to promote this movie. So I knew
that's
you'd want to
funny.
know about it. So we'll give you a
Yeah,
link.
100%.
Anyway, all right. Before we move on, I always like to stop here at the end of the show and talk about a new patron that has joined us. But one of the benefits of being a patron and supporting the show is getting to ask us a question that we can answer right here live on the show. So Mo, I see you have a question for this episode.
Yep, this is a question from Lou, and it was very topical for the holiday season. He asked, is there anything from experiencing Christmas growing up, Gen X, that you feel is missing today?
Yeah.
All right, then, John, why don't you tell us what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little, I was really thinking about this, and there's a lot of little things that are missing, but I think the thing I miss most of all, and this broadly kind of covers a lot of topics, is the innocence of the holidays. People are so jaded these days by whatever, and maybe it's just because we were kids and it felt that way, but I felt when I was a kid, my parents were more into the whimsy and the spirit of the season.
Yeah.
And as the years have ground on, and maybe we pass that on to our kids too, but it's just like, yeah, it's the holidays. We got to get gifts for people. We got to make sure all these people are happy. It becomes work, and the work used to be fine when it was coupled with kind of a spirit of innocence and fun. And now it just feels much more mechanical and rote. And of course, the holidays are always full of stress. So it's a little vague and it's hard to put my finger on, but it has to do with how people just take it more seriously than celebratory. I really miss that in general. I don't know if you guys feel the same way about it, but I really feel it like that. So,
How about you, George?
Yeah. So I saw the question ahead of time and wanted to think a lot about it, because even though it's a simple question, it's a really good, solid question.
Yeah, right.
And, I was going to tell a joke kind of thing like, well, yeah, I miss the fact that people used to buy me gifts. Now I have to buy the fucking gift. But
I miss that too.
I have to buy them for myself. I think, honestly, my answer is the mystery of Christmas. So I don't think, and I'm not talking about because when I was a kid, I didn't know that there wasn't a Santa Claus. I mean, in general, I think the world doesn't love the mystery of Christmas anymore. Nowadays, I see people with young children. Like our children are all grown, the three of us that are on this podcast. And that's, John was talking about it's a little bit more of a labor thing now. I think when our kids were younger, we felt differently because they were innocent. And to John's point, we could feed off of that a little bit.
And we could feel that through them. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think society in general doesn't enjoy the mystery of Christmas anymore, because if you look at how much we are inundated with information these days through our screens, our phones, our TVs, our video game system, whatever. And kids are even more so on these systems at an earlier age. I don't think there's any mystery for them anymore. And I think that's where John's innocence has been lost, because I watch parents now talking about, well, I just asked my 5-year-old what they want for Christmas, and I just told him I would get it from Amazon. What the fuck is wrong with
Where's
you?
the fun? Yeah.
Mystery.
Right? Like you're not trying to work at giving them the childhood that we all had as Gen Xers. And I think that's what's lost. So Gen X mystery, I think we might have had one of the last generations where, things weren't just super obvious because it was staring us in a 6-inch screen.
Yeah.
Like it is
I
now.
think you and I, George, are knocking on the opposite sides of the same door. Yeah. Kind of in tune there. Yeah. What about you, Mo?
Yeah. Mine's along the same lines. What made me think of this was that my wife went to go get her hair done, and she was talking to the hairdresser, and she made a reference to Heat Miser. And the person said, "Who's that?"
Oh, come on.
And so it made me think that when I was a kid, part of what made Christmas special was also the fact that my dad bent rules around Christmas. Like I could stay up late to watch the Christmas specials.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I knew Monday night Charlie Brown Christmas was coming on, because my dad was very big, no TV during school nights, that was an exception. You could watch Charlie Brown Christmas, right?
Yeah. Now it's streaming. You watch it during the day. It's not even cold out half the time. Yeah.
And it's almost like you have to think about where I remember going through the TV guide, all the Christmas specials, right? Trying to mark them all down so you knew where they were. And I guess that's the thing I feel is like lacking, is that there's no expectation as much as there was, I guess. And
the
those
anticipation,
expectations
the build up
to it, things that built up to it. Just looking at people put up the Christmas lights and seeing how many more Christmas lights there were than yesterday, or the Santa Claus on the street, whatever it is. It's like there was things that sort of built up that culminated on Christmas. That see, I don't feel that anymore. It seems like Christmas is like a deadline almost. That's coming up.
I feel you. Yep. It's coming up fast too.
And it's coming up really fast. And it's still fun. I mean, still family. We get together. But again, like as I look at my, grandkids and, we put the tree up and, we threw, Year Without Santa Claus on, to watch it. But we had to think about doing that one. We had to remember doing that. And also I'm like, wow, we still have to do Charlie Brown. We still have to do Twas Night Before Christmas. All these little shows and things
that checklist.
That we had to make sure we get to. Whereas before it was just like, it was appointment TV and you had to make sure you saw it because if you missed it that year.
Till next year.
And so that's what I kind of feel is missing. So that was mine. But that was a great question.
Yeah. And deep answers. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. Any of our folks out there, if you want to throw your opinion in the ring, go to our Discord channel, GenXGrownUp.com/Discord. I'd like to hear about it. Yep. But again, if you want to get your question on the show, it's super easy. Just go to GenXGrownUp.com/Patreon. As little as $1 a month, throw us your question, and there's a really good chance we'll ask it right here on the show.
That's right. And you know who already did that?
Who?
The new patron I wanted. Well done, Mo. Right into that. Brian D. just recently signed up just a couple of weeks ago. Brian, you did just what Mo said. You went over to patreon.com/GenXGrownUp, opened up your heart and your wallet and said, I want to pledge financial support for this show, these guys, this YouTube content, this website, and make sure we can keep doing what we're doing. Because everything costs. The platform we're recording this podcast on right now costs money. The cameras we use, the microphones we use, they all cost money, and our time and our effort. Like these two guys have full-time jobs and they take time out of that and with their family to record that. Your financial support means we can keep doing it and keep supporting it. So Brian, thank you for joining the roster of amazing supporters that we have. And we're so happy to have you along for the ride. That then is going to wrap it up for this episode 202 of the Gen X Grown Up podcast. However, if you were worried, don't be worried because we have another episode coming your way in 2 weeks. But next week, that's our backtrack. We pick a single nostalgic topic to kind of dig in on. Mo, would you let the fourth listener know what they can look forward to next week?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, very topical subject with the holiday season coming up. We're going to talk about how you get your holiday wish list together back then compared to today. A lot of things have changed, and it's something as simple as letting people know what you want for Christmas is very different today than when we grew up.
Yeah. And in preparing, we learned we all had different experiences even back then. So this should be interesting. Yeah, you don't want to miss that one. Hope you will join us for that. Until then, I'm John. George, thank you so much for being here, man.
Yes, sir.
Mo, I appreciate you.
Always fun.
Fourth listener, it's you we all appreciate most of all, though. We can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
No life, no fun. Don't you know that you're a grown-up?
Gen X Grown Up is a member of the Evergreen Podcast family. Learn more at evergreenpodcasts.com.
No more watching shows till sunrise. Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be French fries. Basically, life sucks as a grown-up.
Okay. All right. That's it. All right. Bye, everybody. We're all done. I'll just stretch that out to be an hour. Really slow.
It doesn't have to be an hour. I keep saying that.
It doesn't have to be if we just shut up. Hi, everybody. Bye-bye.